Live from Kakariko Village. Broadcast throughout the Retroverse, transmitted to the real world via a maze of wires connecting a Super Nintendo to a Wii, to a Wi-Fi network, and finally to the internet. The Techno Funk Boy presents the Retro Zoo Super Show. Now here are your hosts, Kai and Steven.
Welcome, and thank you for tuning in. This is the Retro Zoo Super Show. I am one of your hosts, Kai. I am here with Steven. Steven, how's it going today?
It's going okay.
Yeah, you don't sound good, man.
Dude, I was working today, and all of a sudden, like, I felt like something flew in my throat.
Was it like a bug?
I don't know what it was. Like, actually, I was eating something, and I breathed it in, and so I think it might be like a little bit of peanut.
Is it like a tomato?
No, it's like I eat peanuts at work because they're cheap and you can it fills you up.
Yeah, they are filling. They're nice. Yeah.
So
I was hoping that you would be in the mood to talk more this episode because I'm not feeling well and I have a sore throat, and that's not the best. That's not the best condition to be in when you're a radio host.
Well, I feel like you just copied me. Because that's what I said.
My story didn't involve a peanut.
Yeah, I know. That's why yours isn't legit. Mine's like detailed. Like, I got sick because of this bit of peanut is like lodged between some folds of skin in my esophagus or something, and like irritating it and becoming like cancerous lesion.
Okay, I think your mouth was a little too close to the microphone, but it was a nice effect having just this kind of buzz to it when you were talking about cancerous lesions and stuff, and that was kind of cool effect. That was totally unintentional, but
well, I meant to say lesion, not legions, but legions works as well. Cancerous legions.
Yeah,
legions of cancer cells.
That's yes. So, oh goodness. So yeah.
I'm sorry to hear you're not feeling well either, though.
Well, yeah. I mean, it happens, and what happened to me was that I opened my mouth and viral legions came storming in. And
how do you know that? Did you see them? Did you see the virals?
Yes, there were many. That's
okay.
That's good for the audience there.
No, I know.
Oh.
The audience needs to cover their ears so they don't catch it.
Oh goodness. Well, I don't know how long this episode's going to last. We are going to probably take off a little bit early today, but and this was actually part of the problem because as I'm getting this, we promised last week that we were going to do this update on the Billy Mitchell thing. And so I sat down and did this while I'm, starting to get sick. And I'm like, okay, well, I promised it. This isn't going to take long. I'll talk for 10, 15 minutes. give my opinion, kind of get everybody up to date on what's going on with Billy Mitchell. And it turns into like this 27-minute episode.
I listened to it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's like I mean, basically half the time of a normal length episode. And I'm like, well, shoot, we've already done half an episode this week, and so if we cut out a little early today, then it's going to be fine. But we do
unless we're on a roll, and then we'll have to just go for the full hour and 15.
Yeah, and that's happened before. And we've had we didn't reveal this on air, but we've had conversations where we're like, okay, this one's going to be straight up 45-minute, and then because we got to, one of us has got to get out of here. Let's get going. Let's go. And and an hour 15 later, I'm like, okay, we really got to wrap this up. But, so that has definitely happened.
That's called chemistry.
Right. Or two guys who just like to hear themselves speak. And
that too.
It might be both. So today we are continuing our series on Dragon Warrior. And if this is the first time you've joined us, don't worry about that too much. Each of these episodes is going to be really self-contained. And it's not like we're picking up halfway through the plot. The game doesn't have much of a plot to pick up halfway through. But we are talking about the impact of the game, the play of the game. Each episode is going to be a different aspect of the game. So, a couple of things that I want to talk about first.
Billy Mitchell.
No, I'm done with Billy Mitchell. Although he says that he's collecting proof, so we might not be done with Billy Mitchell. But I'm done with him for right now. The next two episodes.
but his hair. It beckons us to talk about him more. Okay. Billy Mitchell's on the shelf.
So, I'm picturing the hair beckoning, which
it beckons in the wind. That's how it works.
So, and I would say, well, maybe the reason we're sick is that his hair attacked us at night, but we were actually pretty respectful of him.
I thought so too. In fact, I still feel a little respectful of him. I mean, yeah, the guy's kind of arrogant and stuff, but at the same time, I think you did a good job. I just wanted to comment on the last episode.
Yeah, I
thought it was very fair and balanced. It was like a Fox News. Is that Fox News or CNN's?
That is
one of the media outlets says fair and balanced.
Now all of the people. This is going to be the comment for, this whole episode is not going to be Dragon Warrior at all. It's going to be Fox News is not fair and balanced. Well, Fox News is more fair and balanced than CNN. Well, I watch,
Is that Fox News' hashtag?
That's their hashtag. It's been so long since I actually watched Fox News. I don't even know if they still say that. They
I don't think anybody watches the news anymore except for like old people.
And this is why. This is why this is going to continue this is going to be like the whole comment thread on this episode. I'm trying to make a point about Dragon Warrior and
dude, so no, we're gonna get to Dragon Warrior. You just go right ahead with Dragon Warrior. I just wanted to keep that on the back burner so that we can pull it up again later if we need to make some kind of analogy or reference in Dragon Warrior conversation about Billy Mitchell. Or about Fox News.
Or CNN.
Or old people.
Or old people. Good night.
Hey, I just want to say one thing, though, about Billy Mitchell. And then I'll be done with it.
Okay, go for it. Yeah, and you did not have a chance to talk in this last episode, mostly because you weren't there.
Well, it was a spontaneous occurrence.
It really was. It was me putting the microphone in front of my face and I didn't even have an outline. I was just chatting, and
it was good. It was.
This is going long.
It was very fair and balanced. And I thought you were respectful to Billy Mitchell, despite the probability that he probably cheated. But look, I was thinking about it. Not even really to comment on Billy Mitchell, but just like about. I think you were alluding to at kind of the end of the portion you were talking about. What's the importance of why does this matter?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted to give a personal analogy. Like, man, I don't know if you remember. I mean, you do, I'm sure. But like Lance Armstrong, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, that's a great one. And before you start, if you didn't catch last episode, or if you just don't know, Billy Mitchell is a very, very long time famous video gamer. He's one of the original, superstars in gaming, and Twin Galaxies, which is the organization that keeps track of high scores for arcade games, found that he was likely using an emulator, which is against the rules, and he has been banned from their leaderboards. And so that's been big news in the gaming scene this last week. So go ahead. But I did want to reset it in case we have. Every episode we have new listeners, and so I definitely wanted to reset the conversation a little bit.
And actually I appreciate that, because there's nothing more annoying than getting into a podcast and like you don't know what they're talking about. Like, you wanted to get into this podcast you were excited about,
right?
And so you tune in, and then it's like, what are they talking about? I don't even know. So
it's
thank you for that.
It's like the caller said, 3 episodes. Is Katie Odo? that didn't happen. I was making.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, dude, I totally did not hear that.
You're supposed to go along with it.
You got me, man. No,
all right, go for it.
Lance Armstrong. Pretty much Billy Mitchell's Lance Armstrong, but except not as fit and
but better hair.
Better hair than Lance, but Lance had cancer, so we can't really use that.
I really just stepped in there, didn't I?
I think he's just had a short haircut though. It wasn't really cool even after he was whatever. But no, I was just gonna say, I met Lance Armstrong. I had Lance Armstrong t-shirts. I had like a Lance Armstrong Live Strong bracelet. Like,
oh wow,
I was a super Lance I watched the Tour de France's. Like, I was all about it. That's when I was like into cycling, was when Lance Armstrong was big. I was living in Austin, and I was just like, dude, I was like, if I could have changed my name to Lance Armstrong for free, I probably would have. And let me tell you, man, like the entire community, like everybody there, everybody was on their bikes. It was just like this amazing thing where everybody was connected. We all had this unity and this togetherness, and it was kind of basically founded on, hey, America is actually kicking butt in the Tour de France, and we have this great superhero bicyclist guy who is leading the charge. And the guy, I mean, for Pete's sake, the guy started like, he had cancer, which is a big thing in his career, and like went on to continue to win them after he, recovered from cancer and started a charity. I mean, this guy was like not only a role model, but like bringing in millions of dollars for cancer research. I mean, the guy was doing amazing things, but he was doping.
Yep.
And he wasn't doping. And that's the weird part, is like everybody was doping though. And I feel like that might be a difference between these scenarios, is that there was a lot of people, and they were like blood doping or something weird, where they would like take fresh blood, almost like vampires, and they would like pump it into their veins.
Yeah,
it was like well oxygenated blood, and they would just use anyway. But the point is, that was just an interesting little side about it. But the point is that messed everything up. It's like, okay, I don't care about biking anymore, or I'm sure his charity lost millions of dollars. I mean, it's just it like you were saying, it messes with the integrity. I think of that particular sport, and so like for instance, I think this, and I'm just saying this and it's probably been happening for a while, but I think the integrity of high score sports is now tarnished. And now it's kind of I agree. And it's kind of been that way for a while, I feel like, because this is kind of it's like the big elephant in the room or whatever. Like, everybody kind of knows. I mean, you watch like you were saying, you watch the documentary, I think it was the Nibbler one, or
right,
and you kind of get this
clear.
You kind of get this idea, like, oh, these guys are kind of shady, exactly. And they're the ones that are like keeping the records, and it's like, so I'm with you. I just wanted to add my little 2 cents.
That's
I'm
awesome,
with you on. I hope that Twin Galaxies changes, and is actually, sticks with it. But I gotta say, man, once you tarnish a sport, it's tarnished. Like, does anybody care about like professional cycling anymore in the United States? Not really.
And that's a really great example. And it really did. And that was even a bigger deal. Ultimately, that was a bigger deal than even kind of the baseball issues. And you're right. That's like, you were there. You like when Tour de France came up every year. It's like, it was a big deal, and it's not as big of a deal anymore. And And that's exactly why. And so, I think we need a twin galaxies. I don't think it necessarily needs to be twin galaxies, but we need something. And I think if they keep going in the direction they're going, I think that will, in time, encourage people to start streaming Pac-Man and Donkey Kong on Twitch and getting some legit records. And we can.
I think it's my personal opinion is it's tarnished. It's going to be
it's
kind of like who cares now?
Like, right. Yeah.
It's kind of like we had the high scores for so long. I mean, I guess baseball kind of recovered. Kind of. I mean, baseball isn't even. I mean, it's. I think all sport. I mean, we've had this conversation before, and our listeners can go to past episodes where we've talked about the difference between sports and I don't know versus electronic sports. I think that they're all going the way of the dodo, but that is corporeal sports. But I think that no, man, I just. Once something's tarnished, it's like you're going to lose an entire anybody that was competing at the time or that looked up to Billy Mitchell or that was trying to set their own high scores. It's kind of because here's the problem. There was already a high score and we don't really know if it was fake or not, but it's there was already that high score. So it kind of takes the oomph out of a desire to get another high score because there was a high score, but now it's not real.
Yeah.
So it's it's kind of the second guy, the guy that wasn't using an emulator, he gets it. It's really unflattering way to win, and it's just you're not a winner at that point. Everybody's a loser.
Well, yeah, and it's the same. It's the same way, like when Lance Armstrong lost his titles. It was okay, guy who was second place, you're now the champion. Okay.
Ta-da!
Yeah. Ta-da! Throw some confetti in the air. It's well, great.
They have a green screen with him riding in, getting the gold medal this time.
Right. Yeah. We can do magical things with CGI. Oh gosh. But no, that's actually a great analogy, and that's very good.
Yeah.
So okay. So I want to say up front where we're going from here. Because for those of you who are listening, you've come at the right time. And the next 2 episodes, as long as everything goes through the way it's been planned, it's going to be a really, really cool next couple of episodes, and you want to be here for this. So I said before that the Dragon Warrior series is going to be somewhere in between 3 and 5 episodes. So far, everything is going perfectly according to plans, and it might be as many as 6, but you don't want to miss a single one because we have interviews lined up. That I can't say who they're with yet because they're not finalized, but they're going to be awesome. They're going to be awesome. And so what, I keep telling y'all, sign up for our newsletter and go to our Patreon page, patreon.com/technofunkboy. For the newsletter, just technofunkboy.com. You want to sign up for these things because this is where we're going as a group. I've been telling y'all that we've been recording a new EP for a while. This is what it's about. It's about Dragon Warrior. We're taking the theme, a lot of the themes from Dragon Warrior, and remixing them into electronica dance numbers. They're coming out fantastic, and we are giving those away first to our Patreon subscribers, but then eventually for free for people in our newsletter. So you want to get involved in that. I cannot tell you all the cool stuff that we have planned, but you want to subscribe. We have some amazing content coming up that we are just thrilled about. We're bringing them here for you for free. And all we're asking is first,
for like a couple
share
bucks.
us. Well, not even, I mean, look, if you want to support us on Patreon, that's fantastic. We're going to give you the stuff for free anyways.
Oh.
So go on Facebook and share these episodes. That's really all we're asking. Take the extra step then, sign up for our newsletter. And if you're really, if you really want to jump in and help support us, we do have our Patreon page, and we're very appreciative of anybody who does sign up for there. But
we're more appreciative of the people that do that and share our stuff than the people that just share our stuff. I just had to say that.
Well, that's true. That's absolutely true. So, what are we going to do today? So right now I am looking and Steven can't see this because it's on the screen facing me, but I am looking at Dragon Warrior, and I am about to hit the button on begin a new quest. I have just hit it. Now we're going to put in our name, and I want to start this now. So you can hear me starting the game. You can't actually hear it. I don't have the sound hooked up to the microphone. But, we've just started. The king is now speaking. Descendant of Erdrick, listen to my words. It is told, it is blah, 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 blah. He's saying, hey, we need you to defeat the Dragon Lord. And if you talk to the guards, you will then learn that his daughter, Gwaelin, has been captured. And it's funny that the king does not mention that. And it's also not even required to save her in order to beat the game. And it makes me really question him as a father. But that unless he kind of wanted her to get captured. And is kind of embarrassed that it actually worked or something. That's what the guards say. They're like, hey, by the way, his daughter got captured. Like they're on a picnic and he should have been watching. Right. Yeah.
She got captured.
Yeah. So I've, now if you're starting this game new and you've never played it before, you're going to want to talk to everyone in the castle. I do not want to talk to everyone in the castle. That is not what I'm about at all. And so I have left the castle. I have gone over to Brecconnery or Brecconry, depending on how you pronounce it, or some other variation. We really have all been pronouncing things differently because none of these things were voiced. When you're here, you have a choice between buying a bamboo pole because you're unarmed. You're the warrior of legend, but you're unarmed. So you have the choice of a bamboo pole or a club as a weapon, or clothes or leather armor as armor. And if you buy the bamboo pole, then you can get the leather armor. But if you buy the club, then you can only afford the clothes. I'm not even going to buy the clothes. I'm going to try to.
You're just naked?
Yes, I'm absolutely naked.
You didn't buy clothes? Or you got like a hospital gown on or something?
Yeah, it's a hospital gown, that's for sure. So I'm now going out and I'm now going to start level grinding. So this is what I kind of wanted to talk about today. And I wanted to give you, and we just experienced our first red slime. For those who have played the game, red slimes are good for 1 experience point and 2 gold. I need to get to level 2. I need 7 experience points. I just found a Drakey, and so, or Draki. We're going to see if I'm going to be able to take him. He's good for 2 experience, so this will be very good for me if I win this battle. But I also don't have any clothes on, so this might be questionable. And I did beat it. So we're going to go for a little bit, and I'm going to get as far into this game as I can while we talk about it. And the reason for it is because, we very, very quickly summarized the plot last episode. And the reason we very quickly summarized the plot is because there's not a lot of plot. Most of this game is, dungeons and level grinding. And it kind of set the pace for the NES JRPGs as far as level grinding goes. And that you're going to have to spend a significant amount of gameplay just wandering around defeating enemies. And this is one of the things that a lot of people do not like about, especially early JRPGs. And I totally get that. And some people like me actually really do like this. It's actually really relaxing to me. So I'm almost at level 2 now. The first level is not bad at all. But you'll notice that we have not actually hit any plot points yet. You can talk to everybody in town and you can spend actually a long time doing that. I did just level up. You can spend a lot of time talking to people, but they just give you hints to stuff. They don't actually advance the plot. The only thing that you learn is, hey, the Dragon Lord's evil. we got to get him. I've leveled up. I'm going to the end to rest because I'm down to 4 hit points. The Dragon Lord's evil, and
You
by
said
the
you
way,
had Tourette's?
to rest.
Oh, I thought you said I'm going to the end. I have Tourette's.
I have Tourette's. Yes, I'm babbling. This game has a surprising number of cuss words in it. No. What would the world was I? Thanks. Okay. You can
I'm
find
the Dragon Lord.
you can find out. You can find out in the game that that Gwaelin has been captured. But that's really the only plot you've found so far, and so I'm gonna be playing this in the background. I need to kind of go up to level 3 before I really venture into the into the first cave of the game. So we're gonna do that for a while. But
so what is the red slime? Does it say anything about what that is? Like, what is red slime?
It's just one of the random encounters. So in this first area, you're gonna fight one of 3 enemies. You're gonna fight the slime, which is good for 1 experience, 1 gold. The red slime. No.
Oh, okay.
There's a difference.
Okay.
The slime is actually blue. The red slime is good for 1 experience, 2 gold, and the Draki is like this little blue flying mini dragon that looks like you could fit in the palm of your hand, and he's worth 2 experience, 2 gold. That is an appropriate reaction to what I just said.
How much was that worth? How much experience did I get just now?
Oh, goodness. So in this battle, I'm actually going to have enough money to get some leather armor, so I'm going to upgrade not upgrade. I'm naked. I mean, I'm going from hospital gown to actually wearing something now, so I'm going to be a little bit safer now. But we're going to do that. And so as we go, I wanted to talk a little bit because, I'm not going to narrate every slime I fight because, you have to fight a lot of them.
I wonder if you could just say that like at any point during the day, like, I wonder if you just threw that into a random conversation. I'm not going to narrate every slime I fight. Don't you know? Like that
would be awesome.
A figure of speech.
Oh, we should totally. Okay, we're gonna start doing that on Facebook and try to really make that a thing.
I'm not gonna narrate every slime I fight. That's a good one, dude.
Yeah, that really is.
You should work. You should. I mean, it's like a good way of saying I'm not going to explain everything too much. I don't need to go into detail on this.
Yeah, you can get into a political conversation and somebody,
like, well, I think Trump is actually a great president. I'm not going to narrate every slime I fight.
or you could do it when like old friends pop up and it's like, hey Kai, I haven't talked to you in forever. How's it going? Well, things have been going all right. I'm not going to narrate every slime I fought, but things are good.
Yeah, pretty. I like it. Let's go with it.
I'm glad my throat is holding up a little bit better than yours because otherwise this episode would be horrible.
I know. I feel kind of lonely though, like the lonely sick person.
I tell you what. While I'm sitting here leveling up, let's jump to a break and let us both get something to drink, clear our throats a little bit, and we'll be right back. Hey Drum, did you know that the Techno Funk Boy isn't just a group of podcast hosts that live inside a Super Nintendo?
Really?
That's right, we're also a band.
Tell me more.
We're a retro gaming inspired band that plays covers of classic video game themes, original game music, and other music in the style of classic games.
That sounds great.
Yeah, and you can find our first full-length album on iTunes, Amazon, and CD Baby. It's called The Final Fantasy Mixes, and it's an EDM tribute to some of Uematsu's best musical themes. Check the episode notes for links or go to Techno Funk Boy to learn more.
Techno Funk Boy sounds like the greatest band that has ever existed.
I programmed him to say that.
I'm back.
Okay, we are back. Now, this is the most pathetic thing ever. I'm fighting a slime, and he dodged. This is literally the weakest enemy in the game, and I can't even beat him. But yeah, so yeah, the level grind is still going on. I'm still looking for level 3. I'm still doing circles around the initial castle and the town of Brecconry. I pronounce it differently every time I say it, I think.
I don't think because you've ever made a decision about it.
Well,
you just need to decide how you feel about it.
When we recorded the Roots Digital song, which if you haven't heard it, it's this song we did. It was a parody of Rancid's punk anthem Roots Radical, but it was all about video games and stuff. But I said it Braconnery there because I needed it to rhyme. And so I made an executive decision. So anyways, while we're doing this, what I thought we would do is I want to get a little bit more into the Nintendo Power giveaway, because this was such a critical point in the life of this game. Because, Nintendo of America really got behind games like this in Final Fantasy, and they were really trying to get JRPGs to take off in America. And so they did a couple of things. First of all, they did a massive giveaway through Nintendo Power that if you subscribed, we're going to give you a video game. And it's a great video game. It wasn't some cheap demo or anything. And then right after that, they gave you a strategy guide to Final Fantasy that was very in-depth, and perhaps it might have been the first full-length strategy guide I had. I can't remember in what order they came out, but they were really trying to push JRPGs quite a bit. They, in large part, failed, but they made a valiant effort. But one of the cool things that they did with this game is they made this whole package for the giveaway, and it wasn't just the game and the manual and the box. They actually made a lot of cool stuff for their readers to have while they're playing this game. And
like koozies and things?
Yes, koozies, exactly. Well, I mean, the first thing is, of course, they put a poster in there, but then they put a very, very detailed map that had both maps of the dungeons and of the overworld, but they color-coded the map to where you were going to find what bad guys where. They gave like this laminated card of the different levels that you were going to get and what you could expect at each level, and where you should go and what equipment you should have. And so let me read this. For like level 1 and 2, it says Direction of Adventures. At the start of adventures, concentrate on talking to everyone and raising your experience levels. Don't forget to talk to the king to save your game. Spells and explanations, no spells on those 2 levels. Goal, and it gives the town where you want to go. In this case, is Braconnery. And then best monsters to fight, and then the type of equipment that you should get at the time. By the way, I just hit level 3. I do have my first spell, which is Heal, which is great. That's going to kind of open up the game a little bit for us here. And I'm going to run in here. I am going to save, because if I die, then this whole episode is going to just fall apart, because this is what we're doing. And so, it will, and so level 3, it says, hey, go to Erdrick's Cave and acquire Erdrick's Tablet. That's what we're going to do next. And it says you get hurt and all this. And this is a laminated card. This is really cool. And then I think they gave you like an additional strategy guide where it gave you some of the things that you wanted to do and where to, what you were looking for and who to talk to and stuff like that. And it consisted of most of the game. And so, in a way, it kind of took away some of the mystery of the game, because a lot of these early Dragon Warrior games it's like, okay, you need some stuff and you have no idea where this stuff is or how to get to it, but you just got to kind of talk to everyone until someone gives you a good enough clue as to the location of that thing that you can find it. But with the Nintendo Power Guide, it kind of cut out a lot of that stuff, and so in some ways it didn't give you the full effect of the game. But in a lot of ways, it was this great introduction for a country who did not play these types of games, and got them kind of introduced to what we were doing here.
You mean Japan?
No, in America.
Oh, okay.
There was a lady in my way in town, and you just kind of have to wait until she gets out of your way. So I don't have a lot of gold here. I can't remember.
How much gold you got?
24. No, I'm sorry, 18. And so I can't afford an herb.
You can't afford an herb?
No.
What does an herb do?
Oh, it heals you. I do have the heal spell, so as long as I have magic points, I'm fine. But I might run out of those. Now, I can't remember if Erdrick's Cave requires a torch or not, so I went ahead and grabbed one. That's only 8 gold, so I can afford that. But we're going to go in, and we're going to see how this goes. So as I head north now, in level 3, the best enemy to fight really is like the Drakis. But I'm heading up into an area where I might get some magicians or ghosts, and I did not. I'm actually right at the mouth of the cave, and I'm the last enemy I fought was a red slime, which is much easier to kill. So this cave is dark, so I do need my torch. Let me get my torch out. Oh, I already had a torch. That's stupid. And I have forgotten my way around this cave. Shoot. This might be awkward. This is like it should be. You know? This kind of gameplay.
This is level grinding.
Well, yeah, exactly. So this cave does not have any enemies. This is meant to be an introduction to dungeons, on finding your way around. And if you don't have a torch, you can't see anything except yourself and the square you're on. If you have a torch, then the what would it be? The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 squares around you are illuminated, but that's a really small section of the screen, and so if you don't have a map, or if you're not drawing a map, it's very easy to get lost. So this is kind of the point of this is to teach you how to deal with dungeons. Later you have a spell that will get you a lot more light, but I did find the treasure chest. Alright, we found the tablet. This is what it says. I am Erdrick, and thou art my descendant. 3 items were needed to reach the Isle of the Dragons, which is south of Brecconry, whatever. That's what he actually wrote. Brecconry, whatever.
Okay, I was going to ask.
Now, I gathered these items, reached the island, and there defeated a creature of great evil. Now I am trusted the 3 items to 3 worthy keepers. Their descendants will protect the items until thy quest leads thee to seek them out. When a new evil arises, find the 3 items, then fight. So now we've actually hit a plot point. Now we know what our quest is. We have to get to the Dragon Lord, we need these 3 items, and they combine. They actually combine to form the bridge that is going to get you over to there.
Are they unique items, or are they the same item just duplicated?
No, they're
3
unique
times?
items. So what are they? They're
one's a kyber crystal, I bet.
Yes. So what would consider be the so I know off the top of my head the Stones of Sunlight and the Rainbow Drop, because the bridge is a rainbow bridge. I think the other item is the what's it called, the token or the pendant or something. But that's to prove who I am, that I am the descendant of Erdrick. And then you go to the shrine. In a far corner of the map to combine them to get the rainbow drop, and that will let you build the bridge and get over to the Dragon Lord. So I have found my way out. I really should wait until next level to head over to Garanham, but we're going to try to head over there right now. So the point of there's not a lot of point to Garanham at this point. Garen's grave is there, and that does have one of the critical items that you're going to need. And so, wow, I'm getting a lot of random encounters. And so eventually we're going to, once we get the keys, I've like the last 4 steps in a row, I've hit random encounters. That is crazy. But I don't have the keys yet, and I won't have the keys for quite some time.
Where are the keys?
The keys are through the swamp cave in Rimmildar.
Oh, yeah, of course. They're in Rimmildar.
And I will reach that point about level 9.
Oh, dang.
And so, yeah, that's, so kind of the outline from here is level 4. The suggestion is to get over to Garanham. Level and really in Garanham, what you're wanting is possibly to upgrade your equipment if you have the money. I do not have the money. Ooh, a magician. This is the first kind of big enemy we've fought, so let's see if we can survive it. I say big enemy, this is not going to be good.
You're going to die. Don't die.
It's very possible. Okay, I'm going to run. I ran away. I need a better sword to defeat him. So, yeah, so realistically what I need to do now is grind for gold so I can get a better sword. And that is going to take let me see. The copper sword is 180 gold. I told you, like, those Drakeys give you 2 gold apiece. I might be able to beat a ghost. I should be able to beat a ghost at this point. And so that will give me more gold per battle, but that's going to be what we're doing from now on. And so I think that I don't have enough money for the Garanhan M.
You can't stay at there's no room in the inn?
There's no room in the inn. Here's a ghost. I have 6 hit points left. I really actually probably should have just cast the heal spell. Let me do that. Let me see if I can beat this ghost, though. So if we can beat ghost, then the gold grind is going to be a little bit easier to do. All right, so I defeated the ghost. Gold increases by 4, experience by 3. What did I need? Like 180 of these things? 160, was it?
For what?
For the sword. Steven, pay attention. Come on. Get slept. I don't know. It's one of those two. But, yeah, it's going to be, a slog to get that much gold. But it looks like to defeat the magicians, I really am going to need a better sword. And,
the bamboo pole isn't going to cut it.
I have a club. I didn't get the bamboo pole.
You should have got the bamboo pole.
Oh gosh, that thing's worthless. I've never thought that was very worthwhile.
Master Splinter used a bamboo pole.
Well, he's Master Splinter. I'm like level 3 Descendant of Erdrick. I have 5 hit points and 1 magic point. I can't even cast Cure on myself. I can't afford an herb. And the red slime is just totally pwning me now. And I dropped it to 4 hit points. I'm desperately trying to get back to Brecconry, whatever, so that I can sleep at the stupid inn. Actually, with once you have the heal spell, you don't even need to hit the inn anymore because there's like a wizard type old man in the castle that will cause your magic points to regenerate. And so then you can just talk to him over and over and again, and then cast heal. So that will help save some. That will help save some money.
There you go, budgeting.
So yeah, so I'm at 34 gold, and I need a lot more for that copper sword. And so I think that's why they said wait till level 4 for Garanham. I got to Garanham, but I can't do anything there. Not even sleep at the inn.
Do people speedrun this game?
Yes.
Is it hard to speedrun?
Well, that is actually going to be the topic of one of our upcoming episodes, and I am
spoiler.
I'm believing that we're going to have a very special guest on that episode. That is my full intent and hope. But that hasn't happened yet, and I don't want to promise stuff and then, the guest listens to this episode and figures out we're morons and backs out. I don't think that's going to happen.
No, he's going to listen to it and be like, I want to be on the show too now.
Yeah.
I hope so, at least.
Exactly.
I'm sure he talks cooler than that, though. He's probably going to be like, I want to be on the show too.
Yes. I have noticed distinctly that oh, good. I just leveled up to level 4. This is fantastic.
Did you get full health when you level up?
No.
Oh.
But I did learn, I got a lot more magic points, so I'm going to go regenerate my magic points. And I also got the hurt spell. This is your first offensive spell. You remember I told you last time, there's 2 offensive spells in this game, hurt and hurt more. So, I've got the first of those. And so,
those sound like bully brothers, like in the schoolyard. This is my brother hurt. Yes. I'm hurt more.
Yes. But what I was saying is I have noticed, and it is part of my, just kind of, like you're on the radio and you don't know how goofy that you sound. I'm saying you as in me.
Right.
And,
sure.
And I'm like, and I listen to myself doing these interviews and I'm like, that dude has such a much cooler voice than I do. He really should be doing a podcast instead of me. And then I say something that annoys myself.
And I'm like, why did I say that?
Yeah. And it's like, oh, these guys are so much cooler than I am. But anyways,
you could train yourself to sound cooler. You just have to be deliberate. Like start saying stuff. I think you sound cool. So I'm not commenting on the way you sound. I'm just saying, if you don't feel like your podcasting voice is cool enough, then you can work on maybe changing the pitch or
yeah, I mean, I could do that. Look, I'm not going to narrate every slime that I kill, but
I was waiting for you to drop that in somewhere.
Oh gosh, that's awesome. All
right.
You
could do a British accent or something one day, man.
Wow, yeah, that's going to be great.
Mix it up a little.
We have some listeners in Britain. I don't want to run them off.
Hey chaps.
Oh,
cheerio.
Gosh.
Would you like some fish and chips? I'm just assuming that's how they sound over on the island.
Yeah, that's not. I mean, look, I have watched enough Masterpiece Theater to know that that's not how they sound.
Dude, I love the Masterpiece Theater theme song.
Oh, that song is so good.
It always made me feel so snooty when I listened to it. I would be wanting to hold my nose up. Dude, so they call us the colonies. I know I'm getting off and we'll go back right back. I'm just, they call us the colonies.
In the States, not Hyrule, right?
Yeah. Yeah. If we were in the United States, they would call us the colonies. We're in Hyrule, thankfully, so we don't have to worry about this. But that's a derogatory term to call us. I feel like. So what do we call them? That's derogatory back.
Are you just trying to set me up on this point? You
I actually don't know. I just was actually wondering. I was feeling inadequate about.
I mean, if you really want to be insensitive, you can call all of them English. The Scots and the Irish and.
I like the Scots and the Irish. And I like the English people too, but I just feel anyway. I don't actually know what I'm saying.
Wow.
Maybe we should go back to Dragon Warrior.
Dragon Warrior.
Dragon Warrior.
See, we can tell that we don't feel well. It's actually, considering how like dry my throat is feeling right now, I think we've done remarkably well.
Does your throat feel like a desert?
It does, yes. Oh goodness. So yeah,
Mine feels like a swamp with bubbling like bile brooks.
I'm gonna, you know what I'm gonna do is I'm going to try to find a wizard, a magician.
I thought you found one.
I did, but I had to run away from it.
Did you get your copper sword?
I have not, no, but I have hurt now.
Oh,
and so I'm thinking, now might be a good time to try it out on because I'm not gonna get enough money in time. By the time we end this episode, which is actually getting pretty close to a full length episode at this point, I'm not going to have enough money for the copper sword by this point. But I think the point has been made. It's this is the way this game goes. We have hit 2 main plot points, and the rest has been level grinding, and that's the what Dragon Warrior did. Dragon Warrior 2 had a significant amount of more plot to it. It had much bigger of a fetch quest, really getting these 3 items is a fetch quest, and that provides the frame of the game. But
there's a rainbow drop, Kyber crystal, and what else?
Yes, the Kyber crystal and the stones of sunlight.
Oh, stones of sunlight. That was the Kyber crystal.
Oh, so but yeah, that's what you're going to be doing most of the time in Dragon Warrior. And so, a lot. Oh, here we go, magician. I want to see if I can kill it. Okay, right. So Chanted Hurt. That's much better. It knocked him down 6 hit points. We're gonna chant Hurt again. Throw it right at him. Just pop him. Oh, hit him for 12. That was awesome. So that was a good fight because that increased my gold by 11. So that's considerably better than the 1, 2, or 4 that I've been getting on other battles. So anyways, yeah. So that was if modern role-playing games have gotten much better at not forcing level grinding or really keeping it to a minimum. But these old NES games, you needed to spend a lot of time level grinding. And that is the old speedrun was like more than 5 hours, even though there's almost no plot. And it was mostly grinding for gold and levels. There is a new speedrun that's been developed in the last couple of years is what we're going to be talking about in our episode about it. And it is fascinating. It is really incredible to watch and to hear about. And so I'm greatly looking forward to that episode. But,
is that new kind? Is it like one where they just don't narrate every slime they fight?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, they just skip over all that.
They just skip over that. They don't narrate all the slimes.
It's like, look, we started out, don't want to narrate every slime we kill, but we get to the Dragon Lord. It's what happens there.
Awesome.
Oh, that's good. I was going to say that's got to be the title of our episode. That's a little bit long for a title, but
no, not every. Wait. Yeah, that is kind of long. Not to narrate every slime we fight, it is kind of long.
Yeah. Oh goodness. Well, yeah, we have gone on for a full episode.
So our listeners got a full episode,
and an extra half an episode this week.
So we should just take off next week.
Y'all should absolutely love us. And
you can show that love by subscribing. And
sharing.
More importantly, giving us your money.
Give me the cash.
Just a couple bucks. I mean, it's like, I'm going to go buy a double cheeseburger. Triple cheeseburger is $3 at McDonald's. Like, just forego one triple cheeseburger and sign up for a month, and then cancel it.
Gosh. Well, for the show notes, it's technofunkboy.com/33. That's the number 33 for episode 33. We will have, I'm going to try to get some photos of all the stuff that they gave away in that original Nintendo Power giveaway. And that is, I mentioned before, that is how I first played Dragon Warriors. My cousin got it for free, and I'd never heard of these types of games before. And I got totally hooked on it because of that giveaway. So, it wasn't as big of a success as they wanted it to be, but I've been now buying, JRPGs for 30 years. So they did something right. And so, I'll try to include some photos of the stuff they gave away with that and some more information on that. But, please do tune in next week. More Dragon Warrior to come. You're definitely going to want to tune into every single episode in this series because I got to tell you, the stuff we have planned is bigger and more epic than we've ever done before. And I'm really excited about it.
And now that this is the 33rd episode. So in Hobbit years, it's coming of age. This is like the coming of age episode.
It's coming of age episode. When we finally get to level 4, get the hurt spell, and get sick and, just struggle to speak for an hour.
I mean, you can't narrate every slime you fight. So,
well, yeah.
It's just like that. When you get to that point, you realize, what, we've come of age in terms of Hobbit years. And, thank you all, dear listeners, for being part of this journey.
Yeah, for
now
sure.
That it's been a good time.
It has been. That's like, this has been totally a blast. And
I'm looking forward to your special guest, dude. If you have, I know we can't say who they are.
I've been holding back even mentioning special guest for episodes now. And everything's going according to plan. And now that I've said the words, we're going to have guests. Everything, I guarantee it. It's like, I can't make it. And, I'm sorry. And,
I'm sorry. Can't narrate every slime I fight. I don't have time.
Yeah. It's just, and then my computer's going to crash and the music that we've recorded is going to be lost. And
oh man, it's going to be gravy. It's going to work out. They're going to show up.
Yeah. So I have just passed 100 gold. So that is a good place to end it. Again, we thank you so much for tuning in. Please like, share. If you're feeling overly generous after you do all the things we asked you to do, I said earlier, the only thing I ask you to do is to share us on Facebook. And then we added like 12 things that we asked them to do. But, please rate and review us. We haven't gotten that many reviews. I know, we're having more and more listeners tune in all the time. So please do rate us and review us. And, we really do appreciate that as well. So, thank you so much, and we will catch you next week.
Bye.
The Retro Zoo Super Show is brought to you by the Techno Funk Boy. Follow us on Twitter at Techno Funk Boy, on Facebook at the Techno Funk Boy, and sign up for our email list at technofunkboy.com. Also look for us on Spotify, iTunes, and Amazon for music. If you are so inclined, please leave us a 5-star rating and review on your favorite podcast catcher. If you are not so inclined, you are obviously some sort of villain trying to conquer the world. Unowned music and gameplay clips are used for educational and critical purposes. Thank you for listening. Keep gaming. Unless you have responsibilities that need to be done at this time, then you can game later.